Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Wiley Drake Show. I know you expected to see me at Independence Hall in Philadelphia, but we were unable to be there. For those of you that are at Independence Hall and there for the prayer meeting, we welcome you and thank you for going. Thank you for being there. As you
Good
know,
evening to you, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of U.S. Airways, it is my pleasure to welcome you on board the continuation of U.S. Airways Flight 701 with service to Los Angeles, California. We've got a full flight this evening. We are asking for your cooperation when stowing those carry-on bags. Please make use of the space available underneath that seat in front of you for your smaller carry-on items, saving the overhead compartments for your larger ones. When placing and removing larger items in the overhead compartments, please use caution and attempt to use the area nearest your assigned seat. With your assistance, all carry-ons can be stowed more efficiently, which will help us expedite departure of this flight. Please have one of your flight attendants know if there's anything we can do to assist you. Once again, if you brought on 2 bags, please place the smaller underneath that seat in front of you, saving the overhead compartments for your larger items. This will help us to accommodate everybody's carry-on bags. We won't have to delay the flight checking bags at the end of the boarding process. We are the continuation of U.S. Airways Flight 701, now with service to Los Angeles. We welcome you on board. Good evening.
good evening. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the Congressional Prayer Conference of Washington, D.C., and no, we are not closed. The Congressional Prayer Conference has been open all during the shutdown, all during the close down, whatever you want to call it. We have been open, and we will remain open because we are not government funded, even though our name is Congressional Prayer Conference of Washington, D.C. We will not, as I said, close down. We're open for business. For those of you that are new to the program today, not seen the program today, before I'm told to shut down here, I'm going to give you a quick rundown of the schedule of the Congressional Prayer Conference of the Washington, D.C. area. We do work out of D.C., we do work out of Los Angeles, but it is called the Congressional Prayer Conference of Washington, D.C. If you'd like to find out more about the organization, you can go to Congressional Prayer Conference of Washington, D.C.org. That's Congressional Prayer Conference of Washington, D.C.org. We started it back in 2000, and it's been continuing ever since. It's been open. Even during other closures, it was not closed because even though it is congressional, it is not governmental. It is private, and therefore we do not have to shut down when the government tries to shut down. They suggested that we shut down to be cooperative, and we suggested that we didn't want to be that cooperative. And so we are not shut down. We've been open. We are open. We will be open. Let me give you a quick rundown of the schedule. The Congressional Prayer Conference of Washington, D.C. is open every day at 8 a.m. Washington, D.C. Eastern Standard Time. We open at 8 a.m. and Monday through Friday. Now, on the weekends, we are open even on the weekends for the Congressional Prayer Conference, and we open it different hours on Saturday and on Sunday rather than the 8 o'clock hour on the Hill Monday through Friday. On Saturday, we open up at 10 a.m. The Congressional Prayer Conference is open for business at 10 a.m. on Saturday. Now, on Sunday, we sleep in a little bit. That's the Lord's Day. And so on Sunday, we do the Congressional Prayer Conference of Washington, D.C. A little earlier, though, really. It's at 7:30. Now, the reason we open early on Sunday is because the Congressional Prayer Conference, in conjunction with the National Prayer Embassy, gives a tour. The best tour of the monuments in D.C. is done by the Congressional Prayer Conference. We tour all the monuments, and we tour all the churches, and we have a prayer tour of the Capitol. The other good thing about it is it's absolutely free. It doesn't cost a dime. If you're going to be in D.C. and want to take the tour, you need to call us so, because we have a 15-passenger van with one driver, and that means we only have 14 seats. So if you want to be a part of the Washington, D.C. Congressional Prayer Conference National Prayer Embassy Tour, you will have to call and make sure you can get a seat, because those 14 seats could conceivably fill up pretty quick. We do have one driver. It's a 15-passenger van. We do have one driver, and so that means there's 14 seats. If you would like to be a part, if you'd like to go on the tour is on Sunday morning at 7:30 in the morning. The tour is at 7:30 on Sunday morning. If you would like to be a part of that tour, all you have to do is let them know where to pick you up, and they'll be glad to pick you up. On the other hand, if you'd like to call them and make sure you get a seat, you can call them at 1-800-828-PRAY, 1-800-828-PRAY, and that's how you get your seat. The gentleman that is the pastor.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to you on behalf of U.S. Airways. It is my pleasure to welcome you on board the continuation of U.S. Airways flight number 701, now with service to Los Angeles, California. We've got a full flight today. We are asking for your cooperation when stowing those carry-on bags. Please make use of the space available underneath the seat in front of you, saving the overhead compartments for your larger ones. When placing and removing large items from your overhead compartments, please use caution and attempt to use the area nearest to your assigned seat. With your assistance, all carry-ons can be stowed more efficiently, which will help us expedite departure of this flight. Please let one of your flight attendants know if there's anything we can do to assist you. Also, in that seat back pocket in front of you, we'll find a safety information card. Please take a moment to review the information inside this card. Those passengers seated in one of our emergency exit rows are also asked to review the information explaining exit row seating requirements. If you feel that you would be unable to carry out the instructions in an emergency evacuation, or concerned about injury, or wish to be reseated, please notify a flight attendant at this time. Once again, we are in the continuation of U.S. Airways flight number 701 with service to Los Angeles, California. We welcome you aboard. Good evening.
All right. We apologize for the background noise, but that was the announcement here on the aircraft. We want to remind you of the schedule of the Congressional Prayer Conference. It is ongoing. It has been open. It will remain open. We will not close it, whether the shutdown continues or not, but we will not close it. It is open every day at 8 o'clock, Monday through Friday, and open at 10 o'clock on Saturday and at 7:30 a.m. on Sunday morning for the prayer tour. If you want to be a part of the prayer tour, you just let them know what hotel you're staying at, and they'll be glad to pick you up at your hotel and bring you back there 2.5 hours later. But now, it's not a tour trip. It's not something where they let you off and on. You stay on the van the entire time. But it is a full 2.5-hour tour of our nation's capital from a religious perspective. You'll see all the religious monuments as well as the regular governmental monuments, and we encourage you to do that. And so if you want to make sure you get on, you can simply go to 1-800-828-PRAY. Now, this is being aired and is aired from time to time on the Wiley Drake Show. And for those of you who watch this show, you know I'm Wiley Drake. Now, if you would like to listen to the Wiley Drake Show or watch the Wiley Drake Show, there's two ways to do it. One way is to go to crusaderadio.com. The other way is to go to what we call CPC TV. That's Congressional Prayer Conference in Washington, D.C. TV. And that's just the WileyDrakeShow.com. The WileyDrakeShow.com. Those of you who are using your iPhones, those who are using your laptops, know we are indeed on right now.
If you are seated in the rear of the aircraft, that's rows 21 and higher. We are completely out of overhead bin space in the back of the aircraft. So if you're in the middle of the aisle, please take overhead bin space. Once again, we only ask that you please put larger bags in the overhead bin. If you have backpacks and briefcases, please place those small items underneath the seat in front of you.
One of the other things that's unique about the Wiley Drake Show is we do not, I repeat, we do not screen our calls. If you would like to call in during the show, our shows are on at 12 noon and 8 p.m., Monday through Friday. We do special shows on Saturday, like this show right now, like this show would have been from Philadelphia had we have been able to get there. But we were not in Philadelphia, not because of the shutdown. We were in Philadelphia. We were not able to be in Philadelphia because of the weather. So obviously God chose not to allow us to be there. Now some were there, and we praise the Lord for that, those local folk. But for the rest of us that were coming from outside trying to get there, we couldn't get there from here, and so we didn't have it. But this is the Wiley Drake Show. You can watch it anytime we archive all shows. Anytime we do a show, I've done shows on airplanes and airports with baseball teams and soccer teams, and they're all archived. If you'd like to go on the archive, just go to the WileyDrakeShow.com and go to the archive, and you'll be able to play the show. And so with that in mind, we want to remind you we are open, and we are live on the airplane waiting for our trip back home to Los Angeles. We've been here in D.C. now for a week. Now, we are searching. Let me first of all say, in reference to the Congressional Prayer Conference, I said a while ago, it is not funded by the Congress, it is not funded by the government, and that's true. It is funded by private individuals, and we do not raise money, we do not ask for money, but we do indeed operate on our own money. When I go to D.C., I pay my own way. The Congressional Prayer Conference does not pay it. I pay my own way. So does everyone else. And we're asking and we're seeking for what we call deputy prayer warriors. If you'd like to be a deputy prayer warrior for the Congressional Prayer Conference, all you have to do is email me or phone me, and we'll be more than happy to discuss with you how to be a deputy prayer warrior for the Congressional Prayer Conference of Washington, D.C. Some of the people that are members of my church, some of the people that are members of my family, some of the people that are just friends have joined the Congressional Prayer Conference of Washington, D.C.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we have completed the boarding process. Once everyone has taken their seats and all your carry-ons are properly stowed, we will back off the gate. Also, at this time, we'll need you to please just continue to use small portable electronic devices. Turn those to complete off position. Airplane mode is not permitted during taxi, takeoff, or landing. Flight attendants will advise you when it's safe to use these items.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome aboard. We'll be on our way shortly.
2 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, now please have the attention of those of you sitting in rows 22 and you guys at the windows at row 23. You are part of the emergency exit and may be required to assist us in the event of an evacuation. Please take a moment to review the back of your safety information card. It has the duties, criteria, and the requirements for the emergency exit row. You must be able to read, speak, and understand English with a verbal yes from each and every one of you. Are you willing and able to assist in the event of an evacuation?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, that's the emergency announcement and our agreement if we're setting in an emergency row. And that's going to be the wrap. It's time to wrap. They say wrap it up. I'm going to wrap it, and we're going to say this is a wrap on the Congressional Prayer Conference of Washington, D.C., live from D.C.,
cross-check doors, stand by for all calls.
Live from aboard the aircraft, and we're going to say good day, God bless you. Remember, the theme for our program is do justice, love mercy, and walk humbly with God. And with that, that's a wrap.